I'm going to use my LED ring light that we got from Costco in Canada here. Over top of the, yeah, like tell me this isn't amazing, right? So now, what was that sound? Hang on, my wife getting into it again. Oh, look at the lights onto it. Look at us shining light onto the situation. How you doing, everybody? I am your host with the most, Hash Info, obviously. I don't know if you've noticed, but my hair, it does its own thing. Yes, I could style it. I'm not self-conscious about my hair. I had ladies rubbing me almost entirely naked, and my hair was like this. And I was like, "Ah!" Like that. And they don't even know what's going on. I go in there and just tell them I'm such a happy guy, and they just start rubbing me and giggling, and before you know it, I'm sleeping and drooling with a smile on my face for 90 minutes. And then I come to, I recognize my wife across the other table from me. We go get couples. We get coupled. The ladies get us at the same time. I'm so hot they get my wife too for free. I don't know, the lady that keeps massaging my wife seems to get happier every time after she's done massaging her. I don't think I am enjoying either a male or a female massaging my wife. Woo! Just kidding. I have nothing against women rubbing my wife. If a dude ever touches my wife, there will be blood. Hey, dear. I am just kidding, of course. No, I'm really not. Maybe I am, but you can't tell. Here. I managed to put dark cherries into a blender. This will be the most loud part of the show, and then it won't be loud at all. Opened up our bag of what we like to refer to as strawberries. These are strawberries picked at the peak of freshness. These are grown in California. Nope, they're grown in Canada. Everything is grown in Canada. Even these organic black cherry. Black cherries are grown in, I guarantee these are from the BCs. Damn it says imported by. Am I gonna have to Inspector Clouseau this company? Don't make me. Why do you say Canada? And then it says imported by on the bottom. Oh man. So all that's happening is when it says that, it means that it was packaged in Canada. It's like I live in the country of NASA. I can never get a straight answer here in Canada. And you have to look, these things are put in place, these things are put in place supposedly to keep us safe. Here, this other one is saying product of Mexico. It's a different company entirely. This is the strawberries, the other one I'm talking about is the cherries. Let me go on. Certified by EcoCert, right? Canada Organic Biologics, certified by EcoCert Canada. This one is certified by, this one's imported too. Oh, you know what, I'm gonna have a breakdown. Just trying to figure out where my food is from. Prepared by Snowcrest Foods, 1925 Riverside Road, Abbotsford, British Columbia. What is imported? Keep frozen, unsweetened, individually cooked frozen. That term unsweetened, meaning like they don't add extra sugar to the things, right? Yeah. Sometimes you just never know where your food comes from. This is kind of that example, you know? One says Mexico, the other one says, like you would think this is from Canada, Canada Organic, and then it says on the bottom, certified by EcoCert Canada, imported by Importe par New Alasco LP. I don't know what's going on there, but like I said, you can't get a straight answer about your food. I mean, you are what you eat. I don't know how much more severe I can make it sound, but if you don't know where your food comes from,
Not only do you not know who grew your food, you don't know how it was grown or what it was grown with or where they grew it. Indoors, outdoors, in a swamp, in a sewer. There are many problems with not being able to track down the place of origin where your food comes from. Big time example of this, we'll skip a couple pages ahead here to the future. They're going to be tracking and tracing farms of cattle, of meat, of animals. They better because of what's coming in the next few years to our food chain. The meat industry, the cattle industry, the pestilence that is in our chain can never be taken out. Use the theory of the banana. We now eat a cousin of the banana, not even the original banana from 1980s or 90s. Think about this. There won't be a cousin of the cow. That's it. That's it. Once the cow is diseased and systemically and I don't even want to get into what is required because I don't think the elites are as smart as they claim to be. Actually, I know for a fact they're not, or they would have controlled us by now, right? And I do think that it requires a lot of people who are good to turn a blind eye. So I'm hoping that I can continue to talk about conscience and recognize people to never turn a blind eye. You'll be selling out your children, period. Facts. Once you've sold out your children, the world is doomed. So, and believe you me that the old men who rule this world have already sold out 2 decades of children. Guaranteed. Facts right now. We got an election coming up here in Canada. I don't talk about politics not because I'm scared or anything. I choose not to because I don't know. I don't believe either side or all 3 or 7 sides. I don't believe them. I don't believe they are there to do what they do. Every time I ever thought about, considering somebody who is in politics, sort of like my savior, this is my go-to, this person's going to do the right thing. They failed. They never lived up to it. None of them. I refer to Jack Layton first and foremost, and he couldn't do it. And I'm not dissing Jack Layton or anything. I just think that he made a lot of big statements that never came to fruition. I lost a lot of respect in 1999, 2000, 2001. But there was something going on at the time. If you remember back in politics in the day, see, I had a computer at this time. My life changed entirely. About a year or 2 later, I became something that I never realized was going to continue for this long. And Jack Layton, I had spoken with them and gotten some. I was involved with other people across Canada to better Canada. But then when we noticed that after a couple of years, Jack Layton couldn't help us, didn't want to help us, chose not to, or was being framed in Toronto. There's he's passed and gone now, but I don't agree. I think that this was like a setup. The people who are handlers, the people who are handlers in Hollywood, the people who are handlers and lobbyists, also handle and lobby politicians privately. You don't understand. And what happened was they framed him. They put him in a place that's kind of immorally not good. He went to a massage parlor in downtown Toronto, one of hundreds and hundreds of politicians to go there, to the specific one. He's just the only one the news felt the necessity to report on that was going there, which was very dirty and conniving. I learned early on what the media was. It was a bully system for government agents, government officials, and Secret Service, of course, to spread lies and rumors and to play down the truth. I'll give you an example quickly. Roswell, Area 51, weather balloons, all this was put in the media, but if you go scroll back to the earliest newspapers of that time, there is actual Air Force commanders or generals or lieutenants at the time that did verify and say that, they said what they saw, and those people hold the highest level of, like, I mean, you want to take a shoe salesman, a car salesman, or a lieutenant commander who commands 75,000 troops, right? He has all their lives in the palm of his hand. Who do you think you trust more in life, right? So again, and I want to be specific. Let's say a Canadian lieutenant commander, someone with heart and passion. There are a lot of evil generals all over this world. I wasn't thinking of them. Those people are held in the highest regard, right? So when a person stands in front of a news reporter and says this is what they saw and it was extraterrestrial, you take that as the highest. There is nothing higher you can take word from, right? So look at the reports, look at the actual news stories, and then remember that all our news has been infiltrated since 1990s. They infiltrated our news. Kaya has infiltrated the news across the world, not in just Canada, North America, Australia, Europe, Asia. The entire world is run by these organizations with three-letter words. And they now control what you hear and what you see and what you eat. And let me tell you, it's a dangerous world. There's talk about things in Canada I can't even believe is a topic, and I can't even believe that our Prime Minister and our officials in Canada have allowed this to occur for this long. Stuff has been released in Parliament in the last couple days. It's all over YouTube. And no news station in Canada is reporting on this right now. But they're saying that there is espionage, infiltration on the highest level of international espionage. Look up a video on YouTube. You have to look for political video. Look up the term espionage, and it's in the latest media online in Canadian politics, but it's only featured on a couple channels so far. It'll be featured here today by the end of the day. I don't know what the news stations are doing, who they're covering from, and what they don't understand, but they are part of the problem that needs to be fixed. So our news agencies cater to the most evil industries in Canada, and you can see that because of the way they fed you the news for the last 2.5 years. And it's all come to light now about the buyouts and how these companies, this has all come to light now. It's very, very, very disgusting. All news agencies in Canada better be shut down in the next couple years, and a lot of news agencies better be facing the highest levels of treasonous acts. To know that our news stations can be bought off to tell us lies in Canada, our system is broken. You have businesses running Canada right now. Corporations run Canada right now. If the corporations can pay off the media, then you know that the corporations run Canada. The news you get is a narrative that the corporations want you to bite on. Just remember that. And there's so many people out there, you're so much smarter than you give yourselves credit for, yet you fall back into the same fucking listening to the news, you know? You can't get away from it, you know? I mock them. Like they mock the people, like they mock regular people who stand in front of the camera. They mock you. I'll give you a prime example. They'll get somebody who is, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but white men pretty much rule the world, and they're extremely racist. Now, with that being said, those elites mock everyone who isn't like them, period. And I'll give you prime examples of this. They will put a black man who is very famous in a dress and say, you go out on stage and collect your Grammy. They'll say to a man or supposed men, you get on that pink fluffy dress and you go out and sing that song. And meanwhile, they have a person who's the handler. First they feed them pharmaceuticals, and them being this Hollywood celeb. And then the Hollywood celeb is in a daze. Then the handler's like, yeah, so we have this great idea, and if you could just wear this, it's a pink flamingo dress. I know you've got a goatee and a beard and everything, but can you put this dress on for us? We're gonna give you an extra 50,000. And the guy will do it because the people who wear these dresses, the people who act a fool for money, you gotta remember, comedy is one thing, right? But when the comedy doesn't come from the creator, you have to wonder the agenda or the narrative that the person who's paying the comedian, what narrative they're pushing, right? So I'll tell you right now, there are a lot of elites that claim to be married to women and doing other things in the evening with dudes. That's okay. But what isn't okay is that there's a way, the way they do it, right? I'll give you an example. Did you hear about the man from House of Cards? The bald guy, Patrick Spacey, James Spacey. I don't remember his name. But he said, kill him with kindness. And there's a YouTube video of him poking a poker. This was right before stuff really got weird in the world. Kevin Spacey is his name. So Kevin Spacey was charged. Let's look it up from Google. Let's make sure we accurately, exactly talk about this. Kevin Spacey touches children on House of Cards. Kevin Spacey sexual assault allegations, everything we know so far. This is 2018, December 24th. The rise and fall of Kevin Spacey from ABC News, a timeline of sexual assault allegations. Kevin Spacey in a scene from House of Cards in 2013 to 2018. Spacey is sued civilly by a masseuse. It won't let me read that. More than a dozen men and teen boys have accused Kevin Spacey of sexual misconduct, including attempted rape. November 7th, 2017, USA Today. I can't read that line because it is a very bad word, but it starts with the letter P. Leave it there. And then it goes on, who sexually abused children, disgraced House of Cards. He is who sexually abused children. Disgraced House of Cards actor Kevin Spacey sued for alleged 1980s sex assaults. Oh, this is new. I never heard about this. All of the allegations against actor Kevin Spacey, November 16, 2022, in 8 House of Cards staffers told CNN that Spacey had behaved inappropriately with them, with one production assistant alleging that, yeah, that's too many people. Like, I mean, this is the life of these people, you know, on set, 8 or 9 in one day. I can only imagine the dirty dudes in a building, of any building, where there's a cubicle section or anything. It really makes you wonder how this guy is not in jail, right? So you have, if this were me or your dad or your uncle or you guys would be in jail. Kevin Spacey, let's see if Kevin Spacey went to jail. I don't know what happened to my phone. I can't talk to it very good anymore. Did Kevin Spacey go to jail? Kevin Spacey pleads not guilty to UK sex assault charges July 14th, 2022. You can't make this up. There are fresh charges, globalnews.ca. Well, thank you. Oscar-winning actor Kevin Spacey pleaded not guilty on Thursday to charges of sexual assaulting 3 men a decade ago or more. Like, not just one. That's called brazen. Like, very brazen. When you can continue to do it and you're like, everybody knows your name, means you don't fear repercussions. They don't matter because they don't apply to you. There's something going on in the world where, like, if this guy ever gets charged, he's going to end up pretending to hang himself in a jail too. You'll see. There must be an island where these people with the letter P for a first initial, where they get to go hang out a lot on some island after they're, they've done away with themselves. Charges against Kevin Spacey dropped after alleged victim pleads the fifth. It's like they're not going forward because they're scared, or maybe they've gotten something. I don't know what my fingers are doing right now, rubbing together like that, but I can only imagine. Where's Kevin Spacey now? Kevin Spacey's wife. Kevin Spacey Fowler is an American actor. He is... Where did Kevin Spacey ever... That's his wife? Wait, there's like 4 different women in the picture here. I would assume that's his wife. Oh my God, that's that woman from Mad About You. What happened to her? Is that Kevin Spacey's son? No. They did that movie or something. There was a movie with I See Dead People. I think Kevin Spacey was in. I can't remember what that little blonde boy is. I can see half his face in the picture. And he's from I See Dead People, whatever that movie was called. I don't care. Now, I'm done with this stuff. I just wanted you all to know that the world is messed up, okay? It doesn't mean you give up. It means you recognize the world's creepy, right? And when you get a creeper around you, steer clear of a creeper. They'll ruin your life. They'll suck the life right out of your life, and they'll ruin it. Don't let creepers in. There's a good term, a home wrecker. I would consider a lot of Hollywood celebrities perfect home wreckers. Perfect. Not all, a lot. A ton of rappers. Any color rapper, any race of rapper. Home wrecker, right? The songs you sing about, the stuff you get into, it's all garbage. Garbage. You see a guy like Mattis Yahoo, one of the greatest performers in the world. He's the most chill dude. He's the most chill dude in the world, right? That guy's a boss. There's other people. I can't think of any names. I'm not sure what names are. Like who other? There are other people I listen to that I can't think of right now. Mattis Yahoo is one, and there's other people. But a lot of these rappers, they live a life of gangs and guns and all this stupid stuff. Drive really fast, do a bunch of weird things while you're driving. Like, you're an idiot if that's how you live your life. An absolute loser if you live your life like a rapper. I can't remember what year it was. Well, it roughly was 10 years ago. Okay? 10, 12 years ago, I had a chat with Wiz Khalifa on YouTube. I shit you not. I shit you not. I chatted with Wiz. And it was like 3 back and forths. And on the 3rd one, Wiz told me he didn't want nothing to do with me. But it was the way the dude did it. He was just a dick about it, eh? Absolute dick about it. said, yo, Wiz, you gotta come to Winnipeg right now, bro. And I mean, if I was Wiz and I read dude's message and he was like, and it was me saying what I was saying in the message box, I would have been fucking in my Ferrari flying down the highway, bro. In minutes, I would have been at Buddy's house in Winnipeg. Wiz replies with like, oh no, I'm good, bro. I'm just inhaling this bunk over here in North Dakota. I'm like, whatever, bud. See ya. I'm telling him all about Bubble A, and he's buying it. He's going back and forth. Oh, I never even knew there was this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're not as hardcore as I thought you were. There's no such thing as hardcore. These rappers are inflamed. They're like an inflamed vagina. They're small until they get in front of the camera, and then for some reason it's just like engorged. It's like, there's like a huge labia in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it, you know? Shut that camera off, and there's nothing. So, I'll tell you this. I realized that guy anyway, I thought he was so cool. You don't even have a clue how cool I thought Wiz Khalifa was until I got the chance to chat with him, you know? They say never meet your idols or never meet your heroes. That's not true. Cheech and Chong and Ziggy Marley, I'm too cheap to pay to go meet them, but they did have this thing where they did like a meet and greet, they called it. I should have gone and seen Ziggy Marley, but I was gonna go just by myself because I was with 3 other people, and I knew I was gonna have to pay for everybody if I wanted to do it right, and because that's like a typical white guy thing, is to just not pay for anybody else, and then, you know. But at the same time, I was probably the poorest person there, so I don't know why I should have to pay for everybody. So. But I live with this conflict, right? I always try to be the nicest guy possible. If I see people without anything, I'll give them mine. So I'll have nothing and then they have something, right? So it's just, I have to give my head a shake. I'm not going to help out people unless you have nothing. If you are on the street with nothing, I'll help you. If you are an addicted gambler, you get nothing from me. If you have a harsh addiction, you get nothing from me where you could sell it to make money off it to go use it against, you know, to hurt yourself more, right? If you're hungry, I'll peel an orange and give it to you. And if you sell that orange in front of me, you'll never get nothing from me again, right? If I find out you sold that orange or you gave that orange away to someone else, if I give you something, you make sure you use it. Because the number one thing I think is one of my pet peeves is when someone re-gifts a gift that I gave to them, right? Now, that would be the ultimate disgrace. That's like a slap in the face, right? And most people, you don't give enough to understand what it means, right? How many people do you give stuff to every week? I give stuff away all the time. I'm not going to sit here and brag. I give a ton of shit away. More than most people will ever. Like, if you want to talk about beans and stuff like that, 300 to one person. You guys don't even have 300. So remember, me and you not same. But when I come collecting and when I want back, you better give me what I want back. Because I ain't playing. You know, you get something from me, yeah. When it comes time for me to say, hey, right here, bud, the same way you did to me, you better make sure you got it. I don't play. Like I said, there's a few people, and you know who you are. Coming for a lot more than 300, I'll tell you that. You have a choice. You can give me what I want, or I take everything you got. Those are your choices. Choose wisely, because you don't get a retry. And the first thing you learn about me is I don't play. You know, like I swear to you. Remember one time this guy was pranking my house? I was out all night. I was young. I was like 16, 17. I told this story on episode 3500 or something like this. I was pranking my my house. They thought it was funny. My mom said she had a hard time sleeping last night. I said, why, Mom? She said the phone kept ringing all night. When I answered it, they'd hang up. I *69 the number. I said, who is this? And they hung up. I called back. And I heard them pick up. They didn't say anything. They were just breathing. I started screaming. I guarantee you the shingles were flying off their roof. I said, where are you right now? Who is this? Last try, or I get this number address from someone I will not be happy about. They said exactly where they were, and I went there. Let's just say the door flew off. Let's just say I walked in and started stomping as hard as I could in the center of the living room, and shit was falling off the kitchen shelves. I said, if you ever, and there's a dude on the couch laying there, just a sloppy mess with bottles all over the table. I said, where's the rest of them? They said, oh, they're in the other rooms. I said, okay, you're first. Listen to me. And I took the phone and I smashed it. I said, you guys, what are you doing? Do you understand what you have done? And dude started leaking everywhere. Leaking. I said, how many more are in this house? He said 3. And I said, point to each room they're in carefully. And he went, one there, and one down there and there. And I said, you move from this laying position. And I said, I'll ensure that that's your permanent position. Do not take your head off this pillow, no matter what. And I went into each room, and I grabbed each one of them out of the bed, and I lifted them up, and I said, don't you ever phone my house again if my mother even can smell your breath. 4 times I did that. It was 6:37 in the morning, and I had just got home from an all-nighter, boys. You don't know who I am. Trust me when I say, you fuck with my family, it's the worst thing you could ever imagine. Social media is one thing, but protecting my family is everything. You want to play with games with me? It's your loss. You want to play games with my family? You will never again. My mama's old now and very well protected, but you have to understand, I need more of you to be like what I was then. You know, a protector, not a coward, not a thief, not a bully, not someone who hinders daily. You understand me? I have very, very high up people. I could have your phone numbers, addresses, everything about you in seconds. Don't make me play that card. I'll see you next time, if you do.